Comic Book Syndicate assemble.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but a lot of girls feel a certain way about being, I guess, comic book readers. There's a little bit of
There's the whole thing with the fake geek girl crap or poop terribleness that has come around, where even comic book artists have been saying that girls that dress up as comic book characters do it just to impress boys, which makes no sense whatsoever, because
the same stigmas aren't applied to guys. Like, you'll see a guy with a Green Lantern shirt, and he's not going to be quizzed about all the different lanterns. He's not going to be asked about what every color means. That's not going to happen.
That's a good point, because we know a very handsome fellow in winter named Gerard who dresses up as Captain America, and I've never accused him of just trying to impress girls, which is what you're saying, kind of, right?
Yeah, but like it's a whole big issue of they think we don't even know about comic books either, when I personally am not as big of a comic book fan as Becca, but I did my research thoroughly before I dressed up as Wanda, because I wanted to know her backstory, I wanted to know who her family was, why she makes the choices she kind of makes, so I can step into her shoes better. And not only that, the research alone takes a lot of time, but there's also the factor of making the costume. And the amount of money that we put into these costumes. If we just wanted to pick up boys, we'd just go to a bar. Like, we care about cosplay. We care about the characters we're dressing up as. It's not just frivolous just to impress someone. Like, we do it for ourselves. We don't care about what the boys think.
Well, I believe the artist you're talking about is Tony Harris, who's the artist for Ex Machina, among other things, and he had such hostility towards the girls that are doing cosplay, and I just don't know where it comes from.
I find it funny that you have these predominantly male artists who draw these very skimpy costumes, and then when women recreate them because they love the characters, they get berated for it. And when these costumes are created, the artists say, oh, it's empowering. These women are empowered by showing their sexuality, and then we're marginalized for it. I don't feel like that's fair. I just love comic books, and I love characters, and I just want to show my love for that, and I shouldn't have to be afraid.
Well, it's a little bit puzzling, because the conundrum is that on one hand, I think comic book readers want other people to share in their hobby, but when the mainstream or when girls do try to sort of get into it, they feel this like threat, like, you don't know as much about Deathlock as I do. What are you doing reading comic books, right? Is that true?
Yeah. I've definitely experienced that as a fan. I've definitely, especially since I've only started cosplaying more actively recently, and people are like, you only do it because the movies came out. And I'm like, even if that was true, is that such a bad thing? Is it such a bad thing to love something? I don't understand.
I think that the mainstreaming of comic books and superheroes is not that bad of a thing. Like, so many people seem to think that it's such this terror that, you know, oh, this person can get this from a store in a mall in their town. Yeah, sure, there's this random person that probably doesn't know the whole backstory of Iron Man, but it's opening up the fan base to getting more people in, and it's considering how much a lot of nerds were teased or treated badly in school because of their like of comic books or anime or anything like that. It's great to get more people involved into it, because then it's more open into everyone else. People might not get teased as much for it. And
superheroes are cool now.
Yeah, superheroes are cool now. So there's not as much stigma or bad, bad mojo.
More fans equal more money equal more comics.
Exactly.
Equal better comics.
Yeah, I feel like it's always so focused on this teenage male or white boy male that it's always so linear or so restricted as to the writing style of a lot of the comic book artists, which is why I'm leaning more towards Marvel, because like
the new Miss Marvel, which I am so excited for,
is going to be Muslim. So they're opening up a lot of the characters. Like, it's a lot more diversity in the characters, which I think leads to better writing because there's more character depth.
51% of the population is sometimes not being represented. That's basically what's going on, right? And it's getting a little bit better, though, right? Hopefully.
Hopefully, let's get a Captain Marvel movie going. Maybe a female-led superhero movie that isn't Catwoman or Elektra or Supergirl or Barbed Wire. Let's not have another one of those.
There's been a lot of coverage on, it was touched on in Heroes of Cosplay at one point, about people who are bigger or are there a different color than a character they want to cosplay. And I personally feel that, sure, you should dress to your body type, but there are very easy ways that you can adapt a costume to suit your body type.
I would say don't worry, and that's probably the best advice I can give. If something doesn't look perfect, only you're going to notice its biggest flaws. If you don't look exactly like a comic book character, don't worry, nobody else does either. They're not...
Even with comic books, every illustration is different. Like, every artist draws it slightly differently, so that's why you always have to get a lot of reference pictures before you make anything.
Plus, I'd imagine if you're even at all concerned, I mean, capes, capes, capes.
Exactly.
I would say if you're comfortable with who you are and you want to wear a spandex, legless, armless bodysuit, do it. I'd say if anybody has a problem with it, they clearly don't love the character as much as you do.
Yeah, a lot of cosplay is not even self-confidence, because I don't think either of us have that much self-confidence, but confidence in the character. I guess when I put on a cosplay, I feel so much more confident than I do just in regular clothes, because I am this super awesome character. So if you just kind of take on the aura and the confidence of the character that you love, then it doesn't really matter as much your body type. As long as you are comfortable and you are happy with what you're wearing, it doesn't matter.
Well, there we go. Find some good friends, be confident in your character, and you'll have a great time.
Having fun is the most important part. It's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of money, but all you have to do is have fun and you've cosplayed.